Have you ever cut something out of your life and felt lighter, happier? Like poof, the stress is gone. The weight has been lifted from your shoulders. Hi, I'm Teri. Welcome back to the Solo Silver Path. Today I'm spilling my guts on four things I completely cut from my life. Well, almost completely on the fourth one. I found more joy, more peace, more happiness because of it. Best decision ever. Wondering why I did it or how it changed my life? Stick around because I'll be sharing it all. It's been a game changer. Let's go. My first thing is online dating. It seemed to be still pretty good. And I met several men and in person, and a couple of which I went out with maybe a couple of times, but they weren't right for me. So, and that was fine. And then I started dating one man. He's been mentioned in a couple of videos. I will put links to them at the end of this one. And things didn't work out. We dated for a couple of years, and things just ended. Well, it's been about 5 months for sure now, but might be on going on 6. I'm not sure. I would have to count. Anyway, so I decided to get back on and tried the sites that I had been on before. And all of a sudden, I was getting this interest from these absolutely gorgeous men. I mean, we're talking 5 and 6 a day. And it's like, okay, what's wrong with this? There can't be that many men interested in me who look like that. And I mean, I don't think, that I'm not worthy of someone who is that physically attractive. But so I decided I was going to Google their pictures. And lo and behold, and not surprisingly, most of them were scammers. And then the other ones probably were bots. So it just got to be too many. And there was one site that I reported like 4 or 5 scammers in the first couple of days that I was on the site. So, I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, it was fun at first to report these people, but then there was points when I think they were just so overwhelmed with people reporting the scammers that I got messages saying that they could no longer process this or whatever the reason was back then. Anyways, so I got that. And then they would send you matches, whether, you were matched with them or not. And then they would send you ones who lived, in another country or just too far away, regardless of what I stated, in my profile or when I set up my profile to begin with. So it was just no. And then after the 2 year relationship that I had, I just had enough. The next thing that I cut from my life is watching the news. It's always 95% bad news. I mean, what's the other 5% supposed to do? I mean, they put this little snippet of something good that's happened in the world and what that's supposed to just totally eliminate everything, the other 95% that is bad. I mean, I know these things are happening but they don't need to be etched into my brain. I don't need to have it to be so sensationalized and so in your face type thing. It just gives me a feeling of unhappiness and unease. And yes, it might be reality, but I don't want to minimize it but it's just not something that I want to be maybe aware of. Eventually, if it's something that's going to affect me, I will find out about it. But there's nothing I can do. I mean, it's mostly political. That's my personal perspective. So, the saying, ignorance is bliss. I mean, like I said, I'll find out about it eventually, but I don't need to have it in my face. I don't need to hear all the negativity, and it doesn't serve me. It certainly doesn't make me feel good. It only makes me feel bad. So why would I want to listen to that? And especially if, like the 24-hour news stations. Wow. But that's me. Like I said, my personal perspective, and just not what I want in my life. The third thing that I have completely cut from my life is Facebook. Sometimes freedom of speech isn't a good thing. I belonged to a few, like over 60 groups, over 60 single groups. And it just amazed me at how the people in these groups acted. Like their emotional intelligence was just non-existent. Women would practically throw themselves at men. And I guess I don't understand. No, I do understand why they're doing this, because they're lonely and they need affection and they need attention from someone. But I mean, come on, have a little self-respect. Again, my personal opinion. And I just got too overwhelmed with all of this craziness and the things that people posted. And a lot of them were just interested in hookups. So that's why I just cut it out. And, everyone is entitled to do what they want, but that just wasn't for me. And that is why I cut it out of my life. And I haven't missed it one single bit. The last thing is a bit more difficult to completely cut from your life. So basically, what I do then is just limit contact, and that is with unhappy people, or at least what I deem to be an unhappy person. Um, to me, these are people who only have problems and never try to come up with a resolution. They never want to own what is happening to them. It's always someone else's problem. It's always someone else who caused it. I mean, own it and move on. Try to make yourself better. Again, my personal opinion, and it's just the way I do things. It's not for everyone. I realize that. But these people seem to thrive on drama and on gossip and just, well, I'm not speaking to that person anymore because they did this. Or if she's going, then I'm not going. So it's just ridiculous things like that. I just remove myself from those situations because that's not how I live my life. That's not what I want in my life. And so I don't subject myself to that sort of thing. These types of people seem to have more aches and pains, continually complaining about it. And I only try to have happiness in my life. And I do things to try to create that. And it's a matter of a positive mindset. There are ways you can change your mind. Anyone can do it. But it takes time, it takes practice, it takes patience. People don't get that. Again, my perspective, my thought process. It's the law of attraction for me. Look it up, find out what it means, and you would be surprised. Anyone can do this, but it takes time. It takes a lot of consistency. Some people you can't totally eliminate from your life. So, what I do is I just limit my time with them. As a result, I don't feel so much stress, or it just is easier to talk with them now because I've limited my time. And it's easier to just relate to them and understand where they're coming from because everyone wants to be heard, everyone wants to be listened to. And, sometimes it's easy to steer the conversation away from negativity into positive things. And I think that as a result is just beneficial for both of us. So I don't want to eliminate them, I guess, completely in that regard, because there are ways that I can hopefully help them find positive. Well, those are my top 4 things. And I'm sure there are many others, but those are ones that really hit me when I was creating this video. So, if you found any value in this content, please, hit the like and subscribe. You know the drill. And if you're interested in learning more about the person to whom I referred earlier in this video, I will leave links in the description and put them at the end so that you can just go watch it. It's my most watched video, so apparently people find it interesting. That's it for now, then. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to sprinkle some sparkle. We need it. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.